Guys, we're back. The Fintastic 4. It's been a long, drawn out season. And then yesterday, we have one of the busiest days in Miami football in the last, I don't know, 5 years. Of course, the Canes are going to the Natty, as they say. We'll talk about that later because this is a Miami Dolphins show. Um, Mike McDaniels had dinner with Stephen Ross after it had been announced 4 days before that he was going to be retained and he was staying with the team. That must have been one hell of a dinner.
Be a fly on the
Well,
wall, right?
it was like he had dinner and then it was like he reflected on the dinner and then he made the decision.
I mean, I'm sure Ross asked him some questions and he wasn't happy with the answers. And I mean, literally 4 days ago, it was announced that McDaniel was going to be part of the hiring process for the new general manager and everything.
Well,
And
let's
then,
I mean, we got to address the elephant in the room, right?
you know,
I mean, it wasn't I think 4 days ago, 100% his job was probably safe and they were thinking let's go into next season with with McDaniel and then the unthinkable happened.
something as if
Uh,
somebody who had like
Somebody
become
became
available.
available and John Harbaugh was fired from the Ravens. And so what do you do? I mean, you make a move.
That's good. That's
Things change, man. That's how fast things change in the NFL, right?
uh,
In the NFL, it's not for long. And he was safe for about 5.2 seconds after the season ended, and then a couple of firings and something else. I mean, when you have a chance to upgrade, you
mhm.
upgrade. We could upgrade the head coach. That would be nice.
Yeah. There's I mean, there's rumors supposedly word out that after 4 days ago when they said McDaniel's going to be kind of staying, that Harbaugh actually reached out to the Dolphins and saying, "Hey, I'm leaving this team. They're going to fire my ass at this news conference later today. So you want me?" And so,
You know what's interesting about that is one of his demands is he gets to pick the new GM. And guess what happened?
we got a new GM coming.
Got it. We got a new GM, right? So I don't know if that's going to impact John making his way to the Miami Dolphins, and he wants complete control of the roster too. So
Well, according to NFL.com,
let's do it.
which they're not going to, they're not going to just throw out rumors out there and like that. The Dolphins are expected to hire John Eric Sullivan from the Packers
Yep.
as the new GM. Now, Packers are a good team. They haven't been a great team in the last. When was the last time they were, a Super Bowl quality team? It's been a while.
They do
Um,
hit on their draft picks, though, I will
yeah, they do
say.
well in their draft picks.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
I mean, how's their division? I mean, they're in a pretty tough division, aren't they?
This year was a
Detroit,
tough. Yeah, you had Detroit been
Chicago,
good for a while, and the Bears suddenly got good for some reason this year.
It's like the AFC
Minnesota.
East, they beat each other up. Is that safe to say?
Mm. But
Yeah.
there are a
Yeah.
lot. That's the thing they're talking. There are a lot. Everybody was talking Harbaugh. I know you're talking Harbaugh. Everybody's talking Harbaugh. But with this GM, apparently a lot of players before nobody wanted to come to Miami because of the history of coaching this team. But now, supposedly, this GM, everybody's like saying, "Hey, maybe I do want to come to Miami." Uh, they're throwing all kinds of teams there. Mike McCarthy supposedly in the mix. Anthony Campanelli, defense as the coordinator for the Packers, Adam Stenovich. I mean, even Matt LaFleur. I don't know what are they going to do. Dig up Don Shula next and prop him up in the corner.
I'd really just like somebody who's already been a head coach. I'm
Who's
tired of having I'm tired of having the new kid on the block that's got to prove himself.
That's it. That's Harbaugh, right? Like
Yeah.
12 playoff appearances, 13 and
Mm,
11,
mm,
right? I mean, imagine 24 games in the playoffs and we won 13 of them and we had a Super Bowl after that. I
uh-huh.
mean, when he comes into that and when he comes in, if he joins, it's a different franchise, top to bottom. Just
I'd
being
say
there.
he opens his wallet, Stephen Ross, to any contract Greer offered. Double any offer that Harbaugh gets.
It's an open
You've
check.
got the money.
I'll match it.
Yeah.
I'll match
Double
the
it. Bring
deal.
this
It's like
guy in
whatever
here.
deal it is, I'll match it. Whatever. Go, do your rounds. Whatever it is, you know, I give you minority ownership. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there. Tell me, you guys, what you think. It used to be the longtime coach, the guy with the history, the guy with the experience. That's the guy you wanted. Lately, it's a new culture in the NFL. The teams run the players run the league almost. The players run the camp almost. Old coaches, they don't do as well anymore. The times change. They need a younger coach. They need a younger guy. Of course, Mike McDaniels is a failure when it comes to that, but look at all these other teams in the playoffs. Most of those coaches are young guys in their 30s and their 40s.
Right, and everybody's going on about John Harbaugh, but he just was eliminated with Lamar Jackson as his quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He had a franchise quarterback, one of the everybody says MVP type quarterback, and he's fired. So
well, they didn't want to fire John Harbaugh. They wanted John Harbaugh to make a change at the offensive coordinator. And John Harbaugh stood his ground. He got fired.
Their one failure is they never drafted the successor of Lamar Jackson or signed a decent backup to be there when Jackson's not available, because the last 2, 3, 4 seasons he's missed time. He's missed at least 5 games in the last 2 seasons.
Sounds familiar.
I know.
Yeah.
But when he's out there, he is far more impactful than the guy you're comparing him to.
But you see, that's backing up my position. The coach didn't have this when it came to the end of the season. It's like the quarterback said, "No, I want a different offensive coordinator. I want a different offense." And who did the owner listen to? Did the head coach? No, he listened to the player and fired the coach. It's a different culture now in the NFL.
And the other thing I like is we got the guy from Green Bay, and I'm okay with this. They're always set at the quarterback position. They had Brett Favre. They had Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre. They had Aaron Rodgers. They had Jordan Love behind Aaron Rodgers. They're ready for that next quarterback to take over. I think that's a good sign.
Well, what I'm glad of is that we didn't shoot this show on the podcast beginning of the week on Tuesday, where we usually record this on Tuesday afternoons, because we basically had nothing to talk about. I mean, the Dolphins had just lost, one of their worst losses of the season, and the season was over. And basically it was all speculation. Are we going to have a coach? We don't know what coach. By waiting 3 days. Now we have a lot to talk about.
News broke.
The guillotine came out.
Well, I mean, you lose like that to a division team to end the year. It's rough, even without the starters.
Yeah.
I mean, Achane
their ass kicked.
The whole offense.
No Achane, no Waddle.
Come on.
Let's not talk about that game anymore. Let's not talk about it. It's over. It's done. The coach is gone. The general manager is gone. It's gonna be a new Miami Dolphins next fall.
Tua for sure is gone.
Yeah. I can't see Tua.
Or he's going to be the emergency third quarterback, right? The most expensive emergency quarterback. That's right.
I don't even think we could trust him with waterboy duties.
The most expensive waterboy.
He may be put in a blockbuster trade, paired with draft picks and other players, something like that.
I say we just. I'm going to keep coming back to it. Pay half of it. De-risk it. Right. Say here's a $25 million quarterback.
Yeah,
I'll pay 25.
I think people are also going to be shy of a Tua because Russell Wilson's still leaving a bad taste in people's mouth. He was a Super Bowl winning quarterback in Seattle. He had an off season, then he went to other teams and he stunk up the joint. And I don't think he's even on anybody's roster anymore.
Well, the rumor was he was playing with torn ACLs on the Giants.
Oh, well. Yeah, he's been
Rumor.
sticking up the joint
I
for the
don't know.
last 4 years.
Don't quote me on that one though.
Okay.
Torn ACL. You mean both of them were torn and
Yeah.
both knees?
Both.
Legless quarterback.
Yeah.
A legless running quarterback.
Okay, guys, I'm tossing this one out there. At first, it was like everybody said, "Oh, John Harbaugh is a given; he's going to be the coach." That rumor's kind of cooled off now.
Yeah, it has.
Who else is out there? There are a lot of people out there, but who else?
Yeah, McDaniels looking for a job.
Here's an unpopular one. Pete
Hey,
Carroll.
wherever he goes, I wish him luck. I don't want to talk about him anymore. He's history. Okay.
Pete Carroll.
No, knowing the Dolphins' luck, he'll take the worst team, come play Miami next year, and they'll blow out the Dolphins. But anyway,
but are we interviewing anybody right now at this point?
I'm sure they're talking to people already. I can't believe I mean, the NFL never ends. Okay, they got to be working.
Rule, they have to interview some minority candidates,
right?
Don't they?
They also need permission.
Permission if they're still playing for if they're still signed with other teams,
right?
Like I said, the NFL.com lists a whole bunch of people. The Packers the coordinator for the defensive coordinator for the Packers, Jeff Hafley.
Their defense wasn't even that great.
Yeah, former Packers coach Mike McCarthy. He's out there.
I would take a Mike McCarthy.
What
about Chris? I don't know.
Yeah, how many ex-coaches? How many ex-head coaches out there?
Mm-hmm.
Can they bring Gruden back?
You got Gruden. You got Jason
Gruden's
Garrett.
Never going to have a job in the NFL ever again.
No, but I mean, no. I know
Okay.
you say that, but is that real?
What
can he come back if he wanted to?
It's like an unwritten.
It's like an unwritten thing. Whether you agree, you agree that those emails the NFL screwed him over those emails, whatever. He wrote those emails. Okay.
There's a lot of guys who are like, he just wrote those emails, right?
It's a Ray Rice situation.
Yeah, he wrote those emails. No team's going to bring him on. Okay. He's going to have his podcast. He's going to be okay. He's going to make his money and all that stuff like that. But he'll never have a job in the NFL again. Okay. He hasn't even apologized for what he wrote, which is the crazy part. So forget about John Gruden. Okay. He's funny. I watch him. He's funny, but he's a jerk. Okay.
How about if the Bills or the Steelers lose round 1 and they fire their coach? Do we take on one of those guys? Mike Tomlin, a Sean McDermott?
Well, why would you? I wouldn't take McDermott because he had probably the best team in football the last 3 years and couldn't do crap with them.
I guess.
And also, they're probably not going to get fired because they're taking their team, into the playoffs. Usually, playoff coaches don't get fired.
Yeah, that's true.
I could see it with Tomlin, though. Maybe they're tired of it.
Tomlin's getting old. Also, that's the other thing. Do we want an old coach?
I would take yes.
Do we want an old coach?
But you can be old and still be able to relate. I think Tomlin is one of the guys that can relate.
Yeah, and he interacts with his players.
Yeah,
but he also doesn't take no shit from no one.
That's it.
And he also hasn't
done. And they like that. That's leadership.
The Steelers have been the bastion of mediocrity ever since Roethlisberger retired. That's my look.
Mediocrity that went to the playoffs.
I mean, they got I mean, who's their superstars? Do they
didn't always have
Aaron Rodgers? Come on.
They didn't always have.
He was a victim of his own success. When you're winning 10, 11, 12 games a season, then you're going to be drafting at the bottom of the order. Mm-hmm. That's a problem that Coach Don Shula had, was that he always had to dig everybody from the bottom of the barrel. Mm-hmm. While all the other teams got all the good players. Mm-hmm. And yet he still, won 10, 12 a game. So, I would take him because he's able to take a roster that has less talent than the other teams and go out and beat other teams. That's the guy you want, the guy that can take his and beat yourn and take yourn and beat his. And,
The loser in this case got fired.
Yeah. I like Anthony Campanelli from the defensive coordinator of Jaguars. The Jaguars got a good defense. He relates. Yeah. Apparently, he relates to the player. The players love him. Right?
Who's that?
Anthony Campanelli, the defensive coordinator of Jaguars. Nobody wants to play the Jaguars in the playoffs. All right. The Jaguars are defense and Trevor Lawrence.
Has he been a head coach?
Is on fire now too.
Has he been a head coach?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't. We like Nick said, we want an experienced guy that's been there.
It's if we compare it to governor, I need a governor, right, to be president.
Pete Carroll's available.
I need some senator, right? I mean, come on.
Pete Carroll, come on.
To set the tempo and control the locker room. It's a party town in Miami. But the problem is look at the last 5, 6, 7 coaches we've had. Mm-hmm. They've all been.
Have you seen the picture? Have you seen the picture of the new GM?
A young guy.
Yeah. It won't be long before he has the aviators on. He's got his hair all done. He's wearing
from Green Bay to Miami.
He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt, baby, pulling up in a Ferrari.
Green Bay, Miami.
Beard.
Gonna happen. Oh yeah, with the just perfect
beard. Yeah,
all the shit.
All right, guys.
That's the whole thing.
I'm giving you my prediction of the new Dolphins head coach. Are you ready?
Okay.
We won't know until a little over a week from now.
All right. You got some insider information.
It's going to be.
Let's go.
Mario Cristobal.
Man, could you imagine? Cool.
You wouldn't have to go far.
He's going to go in there. He's going to win the national championship. First off, nobody expected the Canes to go this far. Nobody.
They're ranked 10.
At the beginning of the season, we did the first couple games before they lost those games.
They crushed Ohio State. Okay, they crushed Texas A&M in their own stadium.
Pushed them all over the field.
Okay, they were the last seed, the lowest seed going to playoffs. They were underdogs in all 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The game last night, if it wasn't for the refs, that would have been a Hurricanes blowout. Okay,
they went into halftime, and the commentators were like, "Boy, they got their butts kicked, but they better be happy they're only down, 3-0, whatever it was. They were down by just a few points, and it was nuts. I was going crazy at halftime.
Ole Miss was holding on every pass play.
Every
pass play. There was so much holding going on against the Canes rush.
When Messidor and Bain disappear,
right.
They being held.
If I was Mario Cristobal, if you win the national championship and the Dolphins come knocking on the door, I'm taking that money. All right. Because
in Miami.
Yep, you're leaving the Hurricanes as a king, as a champion, as a god. Okay. You'll never do anything better.
Nope.
Okay. You'll never top it. Okay. You're never going to top this run. And the payday in the NFL is a lot better than it is in the NCAA, even for a head coach.
But his philosophy is good. He builds from the lines back, right? So he builds a good defensive line. He builds a good offensive line, and then he worries what's behind, back behind those guys. But he's a line guy. From the
Stephen Ross perspective, if you sign a Mario Cristobal as a head coach, you just bought him 3 years before the people start complaining if it doesn't go well, because he's Mario Cristobal and he has a history in this town.
Cristobal he probably even gets more than 3 years before we start. He's like, people may make.
It depends on if he wins the national championship. If he doesn't, then all bets are off. Then he's gonna probably end up coming back to University of Miami and trying to finish that. Yeah. So it's a possibility if they win the championship. But there again, he's never been a coach in the NFL.
No, but
it's interesting if there's a big game.
Jimmy Johnson wasn't either, and look what he did with the Cowboys.
Yeah,
come from the Canes.
Yeah, but he had insider information, right? He knew all that talent was in Florida. He picked up a lot of Florida talent.
Yeah. He also, Jimmy Johnson traded Herschel Walker for every Minnesota draft pick for however many years. So he had double the draft picks to build a team.
They put a bunch of trees in front of Emmitt Smith.
And the Mario Cristobal is what works is that he's at the college level and he knows all the college players. He's recruited these players. He's, so like Jimmy Johnson came into the Cowboys, he knew all of that college talent. He knew who to pick, who he wanted, who he didn't want. Whereas, an NFL GM is, sitting up in their booth and their scouts running this and that. Yeah. But, I think the Mario Cristobal idea is good because he is very current on all the talent in college football right now.
Especially now because college football is – people are never going to admit it, but college football is now minor league football, like the way baseball is the minor league. Because they're professional players now. They're being paid. The top players are getting bonuses and making millions of dollars. It is. They'll never call it that because as soon as they start calling it minor league football, nobody will care.
I heard they're offering the kid in Michigan like $20 million a year, and Carson Beck just earned $4 million.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't. Why go into the? I mean, some of these kids are making just as much or even more than the rookie contract. Right.
It's
if you're not a top first round pick, you
might
they
keep the juniors in school, because they can earn the money there. They don't have to leave school early and go into the NFL to buy mom a house.
Now they're in their fifth year seniors.
Still in college.
Also, the problem, what's going to happen soon in college football, it's still because the NIL is it's only been going on for like 3 years now, right? 2 or 3 years,
and there's no cap.
And it's going to play out, but in 3 or 4 more years, it's going to be that only teams, schools like a Texas, an Ohio State, a Michigan, all the big schools with all the big money are going to have all the big players. Okay. Miami did well, but there's no ways Miami's going to be able to keep up with these guys in 3 or 4 years because Miami is a tiny school. College-wise, it is a tiny. I think there's like 27,000 enrollment in the University of Miami. Texas has like 140. Okay, Ohio State's over 100,000. Same with Michigan, and also
that campus is the size of a postage stamp. Really, it's so small.
And those state schools, what's crazy, and pretty much I think in 48 states out of the 50, the highest paid government employee is either a football coach or a basketball coach. Okay.
All right.
hey. So the University of Miami just pulled in like $20 million from the ACC.
Yeah, the ACC is going to change that rule real quick.
Yeah, for this appearance, right? So and they made something like that in the last game. Right. So every step that they go, the ACC is writing a big check to the University of Miami.
Yeah. Every big conference, when the team makes the playoffs, the deal is that they split the money among all the teams in the conference. For some reason, the ACC didn't think that'd be a smart idea. Okay. So Miami's getting all that playoff money. Yep. And right now, all the other ACC teams are going, no, we got to fix this.
Maybe like a top 4.
The best is also the University of Miami, and all the teams get a $3 million stipend for travel during the playoffs.
That's great.
For every game, $3 million. The Hurricanes are playing at home, the national champions.
Hey, that's $3 million. Send it. Write the check.
Let's go, baby.
Write that check. Rules are rules.
What's really even funnier is that I forgot what hotel the teams all have to go to their hotels when they come into town. There is a team. The NCAA picked 2 hotels for a team. All the players at the University of Miami got to go from their home to the hotel and stay at the hotel.
Okay,
that's all right. Not too far.
That's probably better.
The party at that hotel.
That's probably a good thing. Yeah.
It'll
be the other way around.
Tailgate that game.
Can we?
Can't go in, but we can tailgate.
Can we? Because I'll buy an orange parking pass. Can we though?
By the way,
we couldn't for the Super Bowl.
Guys, I think I found a way to get tickets to that game relatively cheap, but I'm keeping to myself because I don't want anybody else to know.
Let's go.
Okay.
If it happens, we're all going.
Yes.
Like
if it doesn't, I tried.
Can we get some press passes?
Press pass.
Not press pass. No.
Come on.
Hey, we're the
Why not?
Fantastic Four. We should
We're
have
the
press
Fantastic
passes.
Four. We're like this is
We
like
sneak
what,
in.
this is season
Sneak into the
2,
front
season
office.
3. Let's go.
I tell you, I was watching that game last night. I was watching, what's his name? The punter who has that show on ESPN.
Oh, Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that
Yeah.
sideline show. He does
Yeah.
I was watching that one, and that was hilarious, man.
He's good. I like him.
Love him. He's a punter. You got
Yeah, you got
He's a
to
punter.
like
What else
him.
could he
you
do?
got
I'll tell you, last night was, you know what I was afraid of? I was afraid of Ole Miss's kicker. I thought
Kid's good.
if this thing comes down to a 59, 62-yard field goal, I thought they were gonna just like write history, right in our face. That was my biggest fear, and then we scored that touchdown. I was like,
What I think is going to be real interesting is if Indiana beats Oregon, which a lot of people think will happen.
All right.
The quarterback for Indiana, Mendoza, went to Columbus High School in Miami.
Yeah,
He's a Miami kid.
The coach of the University of Miami, Mario Cristobal, went to
same school.
Columbus High School.
That's right.
Okay. Who else went to Columbus High School? Coincidence? I don't think so.
What a coincidence. Dude, let's get in there, please. Anything, whatever you need.
Oh boy.
I'll drive.
That's the guy I think is crazy that the head coach of one team and the Heisman Trophy winner of the other team went to the same high school. That's going to be crazy. I've already been getting the emails from my alma mater.
Dude. Oh man. I gotta say, I you know what? Last night was a nail biter. I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital for that thing. And then to that last play, they get 2 great plays and they line up for a nice throw into the corner. And I had to go look up the a phrase where it has combat, mutual combat, right? Because there's a concept called mutual combat in football where you're fighting, going down, both looking at the balls, pulling, pushing. Typically they don't call that interference, right? Because there's no advantage either way. They think the give and go is pretty much mutual.
Well, the University of Miami player did pass interfere in that last play, but then again, the Ole Miss player pass interfered on that play also.
Yeah,
it's like you said,
it was mutual combat, right?
And the ball was uncatchable. The ball was out of the field of play anyway, so it was uncatchable anyway. So game over. You can't change it now.
For sure, he was trying to, get that flag to come out, right? That kid was, let me put my hand on you, so maybe you put your hand on me, and he went down all the way down.
Well, I'm going to say this was probably the greatest game in college football playoff history. I mean, what game was better?
It was good.
What is it, like 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter? I mean, come on.
Yeah, up till now, but how long has the college playoffs been going on? Like 5-6 years now?
Yeah.
So that's going to be remembered. That's going to be an ESPN 30 for 30. All that
classic,
stuff. The whole story. University of Miami coming from nowhere. Ole Miss, their coach bailing on them at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you know what?
That's crazy.
He was a coach for like 3 months.
But they scored. They scored 4 great touchdowns. When you go look at all 4 of their touchdowns, each one of those went wide open in the middle of the field, and then Tomey up the middle on this huge giant. I ain't never seen a screenplay that blows the whole field up like that, right? And
the Hurricanes won the game because they had Abella Danger wearing one of their shirts up in the stands.
Right.
Okay.
More priests, right? but Carson Beck at that last play with Carson Beck running in for the touchdown was fitting. 15 plays on that, right? That's why he earned his $4 million last night. And I don't know if he earned it last night. I'm sure there's one more game to go. right? But you start to reflect on those $4 million and you go, you know what?
Unless he stinks up the joint, he's just moved up a lot on the draft board.
100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
because he was going to probably be a third or fourth round pick. Now he's moved up to probably the second rounder at least.
And he's a pretty big kid, so he's not a small quarterback. He's got stature. He's got some height. He can throw the ball. I mean running out there all by himself. He put that ball on the money. I mean, no, I mean he's a good quarterback.
We're running out of time. Let's go. All right. Predicts what are the Dolphins going to do? They're going to pick a quarterback, a head coach in the next couple of days. They're going to wait till after the national championship's over.
They're going to get the general manager first, and then get the head coach. See, that's the situation they're in. Is that they can't get a head coach unless they got a general manager, because these two have to be copacetic. They have to be on the same page.
Well, according to NFL.com, we have one. So let's see.
Yeah, they just got to agree to the contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then
I would say within the
GM picks the head coach, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well. Yep, it's official now. They hired John Eric Sullivan. It's done.
Breaking news here on the Fintastic Four.
And McDaniels met with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
There you go. So now we need a coach.
I mean, he's got a good offense. He's just not a good head coach.
I would sign, if I was another team, I'd sign him as an offensive coordinator. 100%. So
it makes me want to run into traffic.
Any other thoughts on the new head coach for the Dolphins then? We have a GM.
I think they're going to go through a process. Could take 2 to 3 weeks.
I think it's going to be Harbaugh.
Yeah. And 100%, I think it's going to be Harbaugh.
Hands. I think it's going to be Harbaugh. Show of hands.
It's probably going to be McCarthy.
Maybe.
Whoever it is, I hope he's just proven technology and we're not experimenting with another person.
So let's do this. Next week, we'll probably be hopefully we're talking about new head coach. If not, let's just go a review of the season. Who are our MVPs, offense, defense? Remember we did it halfway through the season?
Yeah.
Let's do it again, end of the season. Offense, defense, rookie of the year, special teams. You know the deal, right, guys? We'll do that next week if we don't have a new coach. We have a new coach. We'll be complaining about the new coach.
All right.
Because that's what we do.
Why did they pick that guy? I don't understand why they picked that guy. Oh, my God.
Here we go, another experiment. Can this guy talk in sentences?
Yeah. Let's slur words.
I pray everything. Pray it all isn't a joke.
All right, guys, I want to thank everybody. Come on, like, subscribe, give us some comments. You know the drill. Want to thank, wrong way, Jeff, Nick, Jose.
I don't know how.
Nick, we're waiting. No.
I'm just so happy.
We'll see you next week at the Fintastic Four. Oh, geez. He's turned into a gay John Hamm. All right. See you next week, guys.